There is a version of me that exists only in notebooks I don't open anymore. She's not gone. She's just waiting. She's been waiting through school pickups and conference calls and casseroles and years of saying not today until not today became the whole story. This is what it sounds like when she finally speaks. It's Thursday. I'm standing in the kitchen, leaning on the counter, holding a mug of coffee that's already gone cold. The kids' backpacks are sprawled across the floor. A pair of socks sticks to the tile from when someone tried to be funny and missed the hamper. I'm wearing yesterday's sweatshirt. My hair is tied in a knot that will probably stay there until bedtime. And yet, somewhere inside me, there's a tiny, humming pulse of a life I once wanted, books I never wrote, deadlines I never chased, ideas I shelved neatly with my old notebooks. I glance at the window and see the neighbor's lights flick on. Somewhere, someone is living the life I imagined for myself, and I feel that tug, that quiet ache I've been carrying for years. I wake the kids, make scrambled eggs and orange juice, wipe a trail of crumbs off the table, answer texts from the school group that I only half read because my brain is somewhere else, floating over old ambitions like loose pages in the wind. Mom, where's my other shoe? Did you pack my lunch? Yes, I think. I get them out the door, see them onto the bus, and stand there on the sidewalk, still in my slippers, holding the empty lunchbox. I watch the bus disappear and wonder if it's ever too late to catch the bus I missed for myself. At work, or what passes for work these days, I sit at my desk and scroll through emails, half listening to the conference call, nodding when required. A friend sends a link to a literary contest. My chest tightens. I used to write every morning, stories, essays, anything. Now I write memos that no one reads and submit spreadsheets that feel like little papers of proof that I exist here, not there. I print the contest rules, stare at them, then shove them in the drawer. I tell myself, not today, maybe next week, but I know next week is the same as never. Later, I'm in the grocery store, pushing a cart that's heavier than it should be, listing off items to myself: milk, eggs, bread, life insurance, Band-Aids. My phone buzzes another notification, another reminder of deadlines I no longer have time to meet, of friends who are doing the thing I swore I would do, the thing I still want to do. I feel a sudden heat in my chest. Shame? Regret? I don't know. I just know it hurts. I squeeze the cart handle a little too hard and close my eyes, wishing someone would ask me what I wanted just once without me having to say it. Back home, I find a quiet corner of the living room, behind the sofa, with a pen and the notebook I still carry around like a secret friend. I write a few lines, then stop. The kids yell for a snack. My husband calls from the other room. Dinner's almost ready. I leave the notebook open. The words are not brave enough to live in the world yet, and I wonder if they ever will. Dinner is quiet except for the scraping of silverware and the hum of the fridge. I tell a story about my day. Small things, little victories, small defeats. He nods, smiles, listens, and then he says, almost casually, "You've done enough today. You can rest." And something inside me breaks, not loudly, not violently, just like a secret drawer finally sliding open. I want to scream, but what about the things I didn't do? The ambitions I shoved into corners? The dreams I whispered to myself in the shower? I put my fork down. He goes back to his food. The kids are arguing about something small, something that doesn't matter. The fridge hums. The clock on the microwave blinks, 6:47. And I'm sitting there thinking about a Tuesday morning years ago, before the kids, before the commute, before any of this, when I woke up at 5 and sat at a kitchen table with a notebook and wrote 4 pages without stopping. I didn't eat. I didn't check my phone. I just wrote, and the room was dark and mine, and I felt like myself in a way I haven't felt since. Enough didn't mean that Tuesday. It didn't mean the notebook in the drawer. It meant the eggs, the lunches, the school group texts I half read. It meant everything I do that disappears the moment it's done. And I don't blame him. That's the thing. He meant it kindly. He looked at the day I had and he added it up and got a number and said, "That's enough. You've done enough." But he was counting different things than I was. I didn't need him to count higher. I needed him to ask what was missing from the list entirely. Not the lunch, not the emails, not the load of laundry still sitting damp in the drum. I needed someone to notice the drawer, the one with the contest rules still folded inside, the one I've been walking past for 3 weeks without opening because I already know how the story ends. Not today, not this week, not while there's still so much else. I needed someone to sit across from me and say, not kindly, not carefully, just plainly, when was the last time you wrote something? Not you've done enough, not you're so strong, just when. When did you last do the thing that made you feel like you? I would have cried. I know I would have. Right there, over the pasta, in front of the kids. I would have cried and it would have been ugly and real and it would have been the first honest thing I'd said out loud in months. But he didn't ask, and I didn't say, and we cleared the table together like we always do, passing plates, scraping leftovers, and the moment closed over itself, like water. Later, I lie in the dark, phone off, lights dimmed, and whisper to the room, "I'm still here. I haven't disappeared completely." I trace the notebook on the nightstand, the pen beside it, still waiting. My chest rises and falls with quiet, stubborn hope that maybe, someday, I'll write again, not for anyone, not for a contest, not for applause, just for me. I think of all the women who have tucked their ambitions into drawers while the world kept spinning, and I want to tell them, I see you. I feel it too. If you're listening to this and you know that drawer, the one you keep walking past, I just want to say, I know. I'm not going to tell you to open it. I don't know your day. I don't know how tired you are. I don't know what you've already given just to get to this moment. Sitting still, listening to a stranger talk about cold coffee and old notebooks. But I know the ache, the one that isn't anger, isn't grief, isn't anything you can name at a dinner table, the one that sits just below your collarbone and waits. It waited for me through 3 school years, 2 job changes, a pandemic, a miscarriage I didn't talk about enough, and 100 Tuesday mornings I spent doing everything except the one thing I meant to do. It's still waiting. And tonight, after the dishes, after the kids, after all of it, I'm going to go find the notebook. I'm not going to write anything good. I'm probably not going to write anything at all. But I'm going to sit with it open, in the quiet, and remember that I'm still the woman who once filled 4 pages before the sun came up. This is the weight she carries, and tonight, it's mine.